building bonds of unity among the various faiths as the center of President Tinubu's engagements with Catholic bishops of Nigeria.
This country must develop, must go beyond myopic beliefs, must stand beyond religious bigotry.
President Tinubu gets a pat on the back for being a true Democrat as national leadership of IPAC meets Information Minister.
President Bola and Tinubu, being a Democrat himself, respects healthy competition because that is what allows democracy to grow.
Also on the news, spouses of heads of diplomatic missions in Nigeria unveil program in support of First Lady Oluremi's initiatives.
The type of education we are planning and proposing for them is to be like a boarding school.
Good evening. You're welcome to NTA News at 9. I'm Lami Ali. We are live in Abuja. Benny Adams will bring us the latest business news. So Benny, tell us, what's the latest in business?
Well, the latest is the good news that the government will have more money for spending. That is, if the National Assembly finally approves the tax reform bills to bring in more revenues.
Well, Ayodeji Makinde will update us on the latest sports developments. So Ayo, what is trending in the sporting world?
Well, right now, Nigeria wants to go back to the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco later this year, but they are in a second leg qualifier against arch rivals, South Africa. There won't be a sucker punch.
All this and more in today's telecast. You can watch this broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. We have a packed show for you tonight, so let's begin. A special committee is to be constituted with the aim of addressing religiously related issues and strengthening the bond of unity amongst people of different faiths in Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu acceded to this idea at a meeting with a delegation of Catholic bishops of Nigeria who paid him a courtesy visit at the State House. Our State House correspondent, Ms. Baudan Wahab, reports.
A delegation of Catholic bishops, fresh from the first annual plenary of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, CBCN. It was the first of such visits from them to the presidential villa under President Tinubu. Hence, an appraisal of various policies and programs of the administration, including the overtly laudable ones and the unpopular but necessary others, like fuel subsidy removal and the tax reform initiative.
Which, in the long run, we hope, will generate more resources for advancing the common good. We earnestly pray that at both national and subnational levels, adequate checks and balances will be instituted to curtail waste and promote prudent stewardship of our nation's resources.
There are also recommendations from the outcomes of your summits. These include demand for the return of the mission schools to the religious bodies, the need for improved security and religious tolerance in parts of the country.
We appeal to Her Excellency to direct the Ministers of Education and Health to ensure equitable access to land for places of worship for both Christians and Muslims across the country without delay.
Information and National Orientation Minister and the National Security Advisor had their time to highlight various efforts of the administration.
Yes, fuel subsidy removal had gone, but we're happy to also see, Your Excellency, that, not only the federal government, the subnationals and everyone, more resources to spend, and therefore discipline is coming back, and then the future of our children is kept assured.
More promising are the assertive assurances from President Bola Tinubu. The president was spared no efforts in justifying his administration's decision, particularly the removal of fuel subsidy threatening the future of the country. And he says his government's ultimate goal is to reset the social and economic sectors of the country while also combating concerns of insecurity and poverty confronting Nigerians.
And poverty has no religious basis. It has no religious connotation, no identity. It affects all, and we must fight it together. This insecurity, everyone is affected, Christian, Muslim, alike. But we have to think of our country as if this country must develop, must go beyond myopic beliefs, must stand beyond religious bigotry.
With his administration yet to clock halftime in the saddle, President Tinubu assures he is beginning to see the light at the end of a tunnel, with the hope of a more prosperous economy gradually returning.
The economy has turned around, and the certainty of investment is there. People are coming in to invest in Nigeria. I am very proud of that. Within what seems to be a very difficult beginning, is now showing us hope. If you see competition among the petroleum sellers, Dangote and others in pricing, if you are seeing the prices of foodstuff going down.
And for the greater Nigeria desired, the President expresses readiness to collaborate with bodies like this to uplift the country. From the State House, Musbao and Wahab, NTA News.
Nigeria is a work in progress that is poised to make a huge difference under the current administration, especially with critical external support. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this while granting audience to spouses of heads of missions to Nigeria in her office. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Wife of the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Sigalit Freeman, led two other members of the Association of Spouses of Heads of Mission to the office of Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu for the visit.
We are seeing what you are doing for your people.
Well aware of her interest in promoting the well-being of vulnerable groups in the country, the group is in our office to bring her up to speed on its activities and seek ways of collaboration.
And this year, we decided to choose NGO that focusing on education. And we hope that together with you, First Lady, we can fulfill our mission in our group and to try to do our best to bring education to all the kids in Nigeria.
Have you heard about Amajiri?
Applauding the group for using its platform to raise resources for training female educators and bringing education into underserved communities across the country, the First Lady was quick in pointing their attention to the Almajiri and out-of-school children's situation in the country.
It's quite daunting. The challenge is quite daunting, but we are doing whatever we can, also looking for assistance in, wherever we can get from. And, it looks quite promising. I have an appointment later in the year with another organization who I believe they can help with this children who are seeking for Islamic education, and their own situation is like the type of education we are planning and proposing for them is to be like a boarding school.
Promising partnership with the group, the First Lady says more should be done to address the challenges of the weak in the society.
Social security is very top-notch. I'm not an American, but I learned from the system, and I knew that is something we should have. We are going to set certain things in motion, set the foundation of other things that we believe that other governments, even when we are done here, that because even if we have 8 years, it's not enough to do whatever we want to do, but still we want to leave some foundation that will be solid.
As a first major step towards achieving its plans, the group is set to host a gala night to raise resources for its project. In the State House, Adini Itaiwu, NTA News.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has advised opposition political parties in Nigeria to shun unnecessary criticism capable of distracting governance. while playing host to the National Leadership of Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. He reaffirmed that President Tinubu maintains his status as a Democrat and a proponent of a healthy democratic nation. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
In their quest to build on the gains of the nation's 25 years of democracy, IPAC, a group of Nigerians from across the political parties, are intensifying efforts to get the commitment of stakeholders to key into its proposed documentary project aimed to promote national unity and uplift the nation's political history.
This project aims to tell our story to the younger generation, particularly Gen Z, through the powerful medium of film. It will serve as an educational resource, a unifying force, and a reminder of the importance of democracy in shaping Nigeria's progress.
This development, the government spokesperson agreed, is in line with ongoing efforts towards a national rebirth.
And so we feel happy that all of you are not just coming together to oppose the government of the day. You are coming together to collaborate with the government of the day. I will tell you that President Bola Tinubu, being a Democrat himself, respects healthy competition because that is what allowed democracy to grow. But he also recognizes the need for us to also come together as a people for the purpose of growing our own nation. Without peace, without tranquility, without unity, without us all coming together, there will be no nation for us in the first place. And if we don't have a Nigeria, a stable Nigeria, we cannot have any political party.
Leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council is assured of the ministry's support as the nation's image promoter. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
The federal government, led by President Bola Tinubu, has reaffirmed commitment to supporting local healthcare manufacturers. The national coordinator for the presidential initiative, Dr. Abdul Mukhtar, made this known as the inauguration of Transgreen Nigeria Limited's O-Care disposable syringe facility in Lagos State. At the inauguration, Transgreen Nigeria Limited's managing director, Cyprian Orakpo, and guests expressed gratitude to the Lagos State government and the federal government for policies encouraging investment in the country.
Of its kind in Lagos State marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to enhance healthcare in Nigeria.
The industrialization policies of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The recognition of the importance of local manufacturing is a powerful encouragement to entrepreneurs like myself.
O-Care disposable syringes factory is more than just a manufacturing plant. It's a symbol of innovation, resilience, and commitment to excellence. By producing high-quality syringes locally, it reduces our dependence on the imports, creates jobs for our people.
This initiative aligns with the goal of transforming Nigeria's healthcare ecosystem and establishing the nation as a global hub for health products and technology manufacturing to reduce Nigeria's dependence on imported critical healthcare products and enhance health service provision in Lagos State and beyond. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa has charged vice chancellors of federal universities to expand the capacity of their institutions to meet the growing population need. Speaking during the 2025 first quarterly meeting of the ministry with the Council of Vice Chancellors, the minister noted that accurate data generation and sustainability must be enhanced to ensure accountability, transparency, and effective monitoring of each institution's plans and activities.
First, Nigerian education data infrastructure that will gather from foundational level data, all our universities' enrollment data. You will download all your data into this platform. JAM will download its data, WAEC will download its data, NECO will download its data. We're moving very fast, very quickly to get that developed, and we hope to have the first initial platform developed by June, July.
Problems that we are actually facing that to some extent limits this possibility of expansion is this overregulation. This overregulation, particularly from professional bodies, is actually triangulating universities.
The meeting commended the present administration's attention on the sector while also reaffirming their commitments to drive the needed change. The Court of Appeal Abuja Division has suspended the enforcement of its judgments, which quashed a Federal High Court ruling nullifying the Kano State government's steps regarding the reinstatement of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi as the Emir of Kano. The Appellate Court's three-man panel of justices led by Justice Okunabang gave the verdict in Abuja. The suspension is pending a final verdict on the Kano Emirate tussle by the Supreme Court in view of the Kano State Emirate Council Repeal Law 2024. Ruling on the application, Justice Okunabang agreed with the Kano State Assembly that an application for an injunction pending appeal as the Supreme Court can only be granted where the applicant has disclosed special circumstances warranting such an order. The court ruled that it was in the overall interest of justice to grant the application. It would be recalled that Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf on May 23, 2024, dethroned the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, and reappointed Muhammadu Sanusi II as the Emir of Kano. We pause now for a break to bring you some messages. The news continues shortly. Do stay.